You people are crazy, right?
Have I told you you people are crazy?
Yeah, we know. Kentucky fans are crazy. Back in March of 2009, thousands of us watched a f***ing door for hours, as if Jesus Christ himself was gonna walk through it. We were all waiting for the announcement that Memphis head coach John Calipari would come out to say that he was leaving to become the savior of Wildcat basketball. It's worth mentioning he never actually came out of that door. While he never walked on water, John Calipari was once worshipped ubiquitously in the state. And he never cured the sick or healed the blind, but the overnight transformation of Kentucky's basketball program from afterthought to juggernaut had to be the doings of some kind of miracle worker. As Kentucky fans, we took Cal's words for gospel. From his inauguration address, prophetically speaking of a return of this legendary program to its rightful place atop the mountain of college basketball, to his swaggy lines years later telling the sports world, "We do not move the needle, we are the needle, we are UK." Words that to Kentucky fans might as well have been written in red. We all felt that he understood that this was the mecca of college basketball, the place where it mattered the most, and where everything, and I mean everything, turns blue all around you. And that losing was unacceptable.
Are we supposed to win every game? By 25. If we win by 15, what's wrong with the Cavs?
Now, some of that, of course, is John Calipari being hyperbolic. But those moments are such a distant memory now that they feel like they happened another lifetime ago. Yeah, the only miracle he's performing now is like turning Kentucky fans' cheers into whines. No, I'm not going to use that. And some of that is because of off-the-court stuff. And it is true that Kentucky fans don't hear from Calipari as much as they used to. He didn't even do a speech at Big Blue Madness this year. When we do hear from Calipari in a post-game press conference or post-game radio interview with Tom Leach, he's always in a rush to get to something that's more important, like getting inside of his automobile.
I'm gonna do about 3 or 4 questions, and then I gotta go do a radio, and then I'm getting in my car.
And now his words that were once gobbled up are now met with head shakes and eye rolls from fans who very recently adored him. And former Kentucky Wildcat basketball player Shaedon Sharpe did him no favors. We never doubted his passion, but now when the Cats take an L, we are left wondering if it hurts him like it hurts us. Read our comment section in any video on this channel about Calipari, probably even this one. Gone are the days of Calipari's godlike status in the bluegrass. Now the H in he being capitalized could only be a typo. So he is mortal after all. And the Big Blue faithful should be upset that in recent years his teams have developed a theme of losing games in November and December that they shouldn't. A losing record against top 25 teams sucks for a program that's supposed to be the gold standard. If Kentucky doesn't get a win in the NCAA tournament this year, that will be the longest streak of my lifetime. And technically we already hit it, but you know, COVID. And there's the unwillingness to play home and homes against big time programs and Indiana. Taking the air out of the ball for the last 10 minutes like we saw against LSU, not a big fan. But with all of that said, the criticisms that are coming from Calipari's on-the-court coaching, or the X's and O's if you will, are just another chorus of Cal can't coach, backed up and amplified by another anti-Cal article by Dana O'Neill. Kentucky fans agree, and they use this article as more proof that Calipari can't coach. Not Bill Self, who has seen Calipari's offense several times and yet allowed Kentucky to hang 80 on them in his own gym, or Rick Barnes, who allowed Cal's archaic offense to score 107 on Tennessee, and not Nate Oates, who let this outdated offense score 90 without an actual point guard. Dana O'Neill should write a follow-up article. Is Nate Oates the worst defensive coach in all of college basketball? I highly recommend this video right here, wherever I'm gonna put it on the screen. Because contrary to popular belief, Cal doesn't actually just roll the ball out there for his offense. But the way this particular team has been playing, you would be forgiven for thinking that. This team had been playing very selfishly, like 7 passes and 6 possessions selfish. And I'm not saying they're selfish players, but I'm saying maybe they're panicking. It's like each individual player feels like they need to make something happen or their team will lose. And yeah, that might be on coaching too. Calipari thought that this was a team that could do basically what they did in the Bahamas, just run and gun, shoot a bunch of threes, but clearly they were not able to do that, at least not against Power 5 competition. In the game against basketball mastermind Mick Cronin, Kentucky didn't get a whole lot of chances to run a set offense, and that's because their players were forcing shots. If you don't count false motion handoffs, Kentucky made just 7 passes and 6 possessions at one point in the second half versus UCLA. And you know what? Mick Cronin better not be one of those anonymous coaches mentioned in that article, because despite Cal being easy to scout for, UCLA's defense did look a little confused on back-to-back plays. The first first led to a Reeves 3, and the second to Toppin being all alone under the basket. And it looked like Kentucky ran identical sets on both of those plays. And a quick mention, Severe Wheeler did not make that pass to Toppin there. To me, the issue for this team is all between the ears. It's possible that the players are under pressure to make up for last season's early exit in the tournament, and it's possible that Cal is too. And he's kind of admitted that he is feeling some heat. Confidence is clearly the issue for this team. On the season, Kentucky actually shoots the three pretty well, but if you're just counting the big games, they missed 18 threes against Michigan State. They missed 19 threes against Gonzaga. Against UCLA, they shot 6 of 21. Against Missouri, they shot 2 of 12 in the first half. How many open looks can good basketball shooters miss? It's the coach's job to put his players in position to make plays. It's the player's job to make the shot. Or in these particular cases, pass the ball to your wide open teammate. When shots go in, like they did at the beginning of the Louisville game, Kentucky's offense magically looks better. But we did see more ball movement in the Louisville game and the LSU game, as Kentucky will now attempt to play Cal's more deliberate style. Jacob Toppin could be deadly when that little cut into the paint, getting up a shot pretty much anytime he wants it with his vertical. And how much better does it look when those shots go in? Whatever offense Kentucky chooses to run or has run in the past, guys are getting wide open looks at the basket. If they pass the ball better and actually make shots like we know they're capable of doing, this team could still be very good. I will die on the hill that this is a good team capable of winning lots of games, but I'm just an idiot. I'm admittedly just another basketball Benny, and I could be completely wrong. I was once in 1998.